A blessed 21st day of February 2024 to all people. I, Force number 99004046 MC Lieutenant Commander Sylvester Volani Madala Mangolele, in service and defense of my country and its people, act in accordance with Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act, and with honor, dignity, courage, and integrity to place Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa under arrest as a deadline in a critical capability through immediate directed interventions as mandated by an Act of Parliament in terms of Milestone 1 of the South African Defence Review 2015, an Act of Parliament passed by the Honourable Jacob Zuma. The Honourable Jacob Zuma, you will understand it to be true that in your tenure, it was not realized that let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land, is law or conduct that is inconsistent with the Constitution at Section 9.2. Such was realized during the tenure of Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. This reality puts all more than 62 million people of our country, whom I serve and defend, to be active in law or conduct that is inconsistent with the Constitution and the law. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa has done everything in his power to ensure that the state is indemnified or any person against any unlawful act. That is the reality that he is charged against in terms of case number 364/1 of 2024, registered at Harare Police Station on 20 January 2024, here in Khayelitsha in Cape Town. A matter that must be prosecuted at the Constitutional Court. Let us not waste time, fellow South Africans. I am serving and defending all more than 44 million people who did not vote. For out of 62 million of you, 18 million people voted, and 10 million voted the ANC into power. 3.5 or 3.8 million voted the DA into power, and 1.8 million voted the EFF into power, and the other votes and other seats were disseminated accordingly, as you can see on my WhatsApp status. You will understand it to be true that 18 million people cannot be forcing 44 million people to be slaves in their country, and then to act as if the law is not the supreme law that unites us all. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to legal representation, and you must appear in the Constitutional Court within 48 hours. Members of the South African National Defence Force and members of the police service, you are empowered in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act to place Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa under arrest in terms of case number 364/1/2024, registered at Harare Police Station on 20 January 2024. Including you, the Hawks. You are having in position the papers that were written by people who wrote to one another and then stopped my salary. You are going to ensure that this particular matter is prosecuted in accordance with the Constitution and the law when you claim to receive a salary in accordance with the Constitution and the law. This is not a joke. My life is not a joke. The country and its people whom I serve and defend are not a joke. Julius Malema, you are saying that this particular person, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, is a criminal. The Honourable Thabo Mbeki, you are saying that Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa is a criminal. However, none of you have acted in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act or Section 42 of the Criminal Procedure Act to ensure that justice is done for all people. I am standing up as I have stood up at the beginning of this year, calling upon Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa to come and show cause in terms of Section 34 of the Constitution and the law at Section 101 of the Defence Act And he refused to do so. He just sent all papers that did not even ask me any single question before they released a paper and made money out of my face. You all have a duty as citizens, as obligated in terms of Section 3 of the Constitution. I have a duty as a citizen, as obligated in terms of Section 3 of the Constitution. I have a mandate as a volunteer in terms of Section 200 of the Constitution. You, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, as a citizen in terms of Section 3 of the Constitution, you are a volunteer in terms of Section 83 of the Constitution. I'm not talking elections or votes here. I'm not going to wait for elections and then see you continuing to go to the office to tell the people that are employed in office, that are praying to God every day, God, please help us, or so help me God, as per their oath of office, not to be following or respecting, protecting, promoting, and fulfilling the rights in the Bill of Rights, as is the reality. Understand it to be true that I know exactly that which I am talking about. This is not a coup d'etat. I am the person who is upholding, defending, and respecting the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, and promoting the unity of the nation and that which will advance the Republic as obligated in terms of Section 83 of the Constitution. I am defending those terms, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, and then you have grossly violated the Constitution or the law, and serious misconduct or your inability to perform the functions of office as obligated in terms of Section 4 of the Constitution for people to live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home, and then be in compliant with the applicable terms at Section 9.2 of the Constitution, mandating that equality includes the equal and full enjoyment of all rights and freedoms. Good people, our brothers and sisters are in jail today because of this Constitution and the law. The whole thing is that people are not understanding this particular reality of the Constitution and the law and that which it does to them. You must understand it to be true that we cannot be fooled by numbers. We cannot be fooled by a piece of paper anymore, as if we cannot read and apply that which we read. You will understand it to be true that at Section 8 of the Constitution, I am empowered to act as a natural person or as a juristic person. As a natural person, I am a citizen, a father, and a family member. You would understand it to be true that as a juristic person, I am a person who protects and defends the Republic, its territorial integrity, and its people in accordance with the constitutions and the international principles governing the use of force as obligated in terms of Section 202 of the Defense Act, of the Constitution. And at Section 201 of the Constitution, I must be structured and managed as a disciplined military force. Discipline is when you know that the way you cook pap is completely different from the way you cook rice. You cannot apply the discipline of cooking rice when you are cooking pap. Then that means you are ill-disciplined. And you, General Rosani Mapwanya, the charges that are applicable to Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa are applicable to you. They are also applicable to Vice Admiral Mondelo Bese. They are also applicable to the Secretary for Defense. They are also applicable to the Minister of Defense. They are also applicable to the the Speaker of Parliament, and then they are also applicable to the Chief Justice. And you will understand it to be true that Section 47 of the Superior Courts Act mandates the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal to preside on the matter where the Chief Justice is called to come and show cause. That is why this will happen before 11 judges, and then shall happen explicitly in accordance with the Constitution and the law, without any failure, without any false evidence appearing real, which is the acronym of fear, without favor, and without prejudice. Let us apply this law. You, Brigadier General Molaudzi, ensure that you act in terms of Section 57.2 of the Defense Act. Go read it. It will tell you that a member or a former member may apply for compensation. I need compensation to be in the Constitutional Court to move from Cape Town to the Constitutional Court, and then I need a laptop, and then I need money. My children need money. My family requires money. That you must only enter into the DOD system and tell it that I am not convicted in terms of Section 105 sec35 and on or before 8 August, as it is alleged. That is the reality. That truth does not change. You must understand that we must all live and enjoy freedom as obligated in terms of Section 9(2) of the Constitution. God has blessed Africa. Papa Uteng.